Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Hello, and welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, D Nice. It's good to be back with you guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let you guys come on up in here. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Plank. Shout out to you guys. Again, it's good to be back. And I'm back with news. Breaking news to be exact. The Cubs and Justin Turner agree on a 1-year, $6 million deal today. The Cubs plan on using Turner as a backup at first base and also third base after failing to land Alex Bregman, who signed with Boston Red Sox recently. The 40-year-old Turner, at this stage of his career, should primarily be relegated to DH work, but I'm sure he'll hit the grass at first or third at some point this coming season. The Cubs are primarily banking on Turner's bat. He still remains a very good hitter, even though his power has declined, over the years, but he still gets on base at a pretty good clip. Last year, Turner signed a 1-year deal with the Toronto Blue Jays, and he was traded in July to Seattle for their stretch playoff run. So that means his bat still rings bells around the league when you got teams that are on the verge of making a playoff surge, asking for his services. The Cubs will be starting Michael Busch at first and top prospect Matt Shaw at third. Turner's veteran presence will be very valuable to this young Cubs team, who are poised to make a postseason run this season. I like the sound of that. What say you guys? Let you guys come on up in here. But we all know Turner. Most of the people who watch baseball, we all know Justin Turner as that former Los Angeles Dodger. Very reliable bat. He was pretty good in the field. He was pretty decent in the field when he played, but now at 4 years old, I don't think the Cubs are asking much of him in that area. But his bat is still lit. And the other Cubs moves that were made, what do you guys think about that? I think the Cubs have a very strong pitching staff. I think last year, being such a young team, they went through a lot of ebbs and flows, and things were up and down, up and down. When things were down, they were down. But there was a lot of bright spots last season that we can all look back on, and we can use as fuel to charge our momentum for this coming season. Spring training's on the way. The season's just around the season is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys are ready. And I know this is news on the Cubs, but we hope well for the White Sox too, with us being all Chicago sports fans. And shout out to all you guys checking me out right now on X, YouTube, Facebook. Shout out to you guys in the chat. I normally do Bears, but I enjoy baseball too. Bears, Bulls, but I do love the Cubs and I like the White Sox as well. Brian says, I think they're really taking care of the bullpen. I agree, and a lot of people kind of take the bullpen for granted, but that's a very valuable piece to the ball club because back in the day, you had, your starting pitchers that were poised to go 7 innings, 8, sometimes, complete games, 100 plus pitches. But nowadays, if a guy can get through the 6, that middle relief is very valuable, just to maintain the lead and to secure the closer comes in to secure the win for those guys. So yeah, the bullpen is very viable. Shout out to you, Brian. What other moves would you guys like to see from the Cubs? You say you're getting your Cubs education. Yeah, man. I'm happy I'm the one that can bring it to you. Yeah, but what other moves would you guys like to see the Cubs make? Any additions, not necessarily big names, but just additions in key spots just to shore up this ball club, to kind of ensure us a playoff spot. Brian asked, what time or the game did the Cubs win in? And they're both paying. End up losing it for him last year. Yeah, boy. Yeah, you typing you typing kind of fast, Brian. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, the bullpen did cost us a lot of games last season. You'll look at it. It's the 4th inning. The Cubs may be up 5-0. By the time the 6th inning rolls around, it's 5-5, and by the time when the ninth inning rolls around, it's 8-5, and the Cubs were on the losing end of a lot of those games. So yeah, those guys up top have done their part this season. I think it's still more to do. Baseball is a funny game when it comes down to players and mobility. Some of the best players in the game have been on more than one team. I think in baseball more than anything, you're very lucky if you end your career in the same place it started. Like, look at the greats who've played this game: the Barry Bonds, the Ken Griffey Juniors, the Roberto Alomars. Those guys, great players for the majority of their career, but they bounced team to team. Frank Thomas, even Ryan Sandberg, Andre Dawson, those guys end up playing elsewhere before their career was over. So I think it's more to be done, and baseball does it like no other. I think a lot of these other sports, especially the NBA, has kind of captured that mode of mobility and transferred it over to their game. So, and then it's another thing about, like, if you have too many superstars on one team in the NBA, it's called a super team. But in Major League Baseball, throughout the history of it, there have been organizations that have had a murderous role as far as star lineups, and I know especially the Braves, who I'm very familiar with because I live in Atlanta. They had one of the greatest pitching staffs ever. Those guys, they were headed by Madison Glavine, but they had John Smoltz, who's also a Hall of Famer, Steve Avery. They just had a nasty pitching rotation that, in a 5-7 game series, you really didn't want to see. You didn't really have a chance against those guys. Plank asked, will the Cubs sign a deal with Dylan Cease now? Hey, let's hope so. I'm very hopeful. Dylan Cease is very reliable, has a very, very, very live arm, and very, very strategic on the mound. I would love for the Cubs to sign him. Brian says the autocorrect. Yeah, listen, it gets me too. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, listen, I understood what you were trying to say, Brian. I understood. I made out of it the best I could. I didn't want to. You didn't mess me up too bad. Yeah, let's hope they seal the deal, man. Let's hope they seal the deal. I would love to see Dylan Cease here. Um, baseball is a funny game. It's not. It's rely on so many guys to do their job to secure a win in one game. Some games you have guys come out there and throw a complete one, and it's over. But most of the time, you got the starter, middle relief, then you have the closer, and then you have to hope that those guys, that use the bats, are able to hit the ball, home runs, base hits, just get on base and score runs. So the Cubs are making it very interesting, and I think the MLB has us on their radar, as one of those up and coming teams, similar to what the Bears have done, putting the league on notice with the revamped coaching staff. So I don't want to do too much in the Bears. I'm gonna give the Cubs their time, being that their time of the year is coming up. So but that's the news I'm delivering with Justin Turner. Like I said, it's a 1 year, $6 million deal. I think it's a very good signing, and I think we're gaining momentum to be a playoff team. It'd be crazy to see the Cubs in the World Series. And it was crazy for the first time when they played Cleveland, but it'll be very intriguing if we can rework some magic and get back in the World Series. But the postseason is definitely the goal, and I think we have the tools to do it. And I think those guys will be poised and ready to make a move. Yes, indeed, Brian. Teamwork makes the dream work. Says real typing sucks too. Hey man, no one's perfect, man. Listen, we all in this thing together. Plank says look like you need autocorrect to correct your autocorrect. So guys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to drop the news that Justin Turner is now officially a Cub. After some mumblings and speculation, it's finally official today. 1 year, $6 million. Justin Turner, welcome to Chicago. I'm sure you'll love it. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Shout out to the people watching. Shout out to Trax. It's good to be back with you guys. And like I said, if you guys got any other thoughts on the Cubs, any other additions y'all would like to see the Cubs make, let me hear them. I'd like to hear them. But with that being said, that's all the news I have for you guys today. I hope everyone has a great rest of the afternoon, evening, and night. You guys be safe. Peace.